on me. I call and check on her every day. Man, all that. I call her and check on her every day. Yeah, she gonna get up now. And I'ma still talk. I'ma still talk. I'ma still talk.
In Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, where drama and personal struggles are often at the forefront, Season 12, Episode 15 delivers an unexpected twist that leaves both fans and cast members reeling. Lil Scrappy, a key figure known for his charismatic personality and turbulent relationships, drops a bombshell that no one could have anticipated. This revelation sends shockwaves through his already strained marriage to Bambi, threatening to unravel the family they've fought so hard to build together. The episode begins like any other day for Lil Scrappy and Bambi. Despite their ups and downs, they're committed to co-parenting and maintaining a sense of normalcy in their hectic lives, spending time with their children, and focusing on their family bond. What seems like a peaceful moment, however, quickly turns into chaos as a dark secret comes to light. Scrappy, typically seen as a figure of strength, opens up about a disturbing discovery that has rocked his world over the past few months. He's been noticing increasingly suspicious charges on his credit card statements, charges he doesn't remember making. At first, he brushes it off as a mistake or a bank error, but the charges keep piling up, growing both in size and frequency. They're not small amounts. These are significant sums, and they quickly escalate to a shocking total of $1 million. As someone who's worked tirelessly to build his career and wealth, Scrappy is left stunned by this revelation. His initial assumption is that someone must have stolen his card, perhaps a stranger or someone with access to his finances. But as he digs deeper into the charges, a disturbing pattern begins to emerge. These aren't random purchases. They're all linked to one person, his wife, Bambi. The weight of betrayal hits Scrappy hard. How could someone so close to him, someone he trusted completely, do something like this? He recalls times when he had let his guard down, allowing Bambi access to his financial accounts for family expenses or emergencies. Never did he imagine that those moments of trust would be used to exploit him in such a ruthless way. As the emotional toll of the discovery sets in, it becomes clear that this is more than just a financial issue. It's a deep violation of trust. Bambi didn't just spend small amounts here and there. She spent $1 million without Scrappy's knowledge or consent. Devastated, Scrappy confides in his closest friends and family members. Some are shocked, others furious, but most urge him to confront Bambi immediately and seek legal advice to protect his assets. However, Scrappy hesitates. The idea of dragging his personal life into the public eye, especially with their children involved, is something he wants to avoid at all costs. But as the truth sinks in, he knows he can't ignore the situation forever. Tension in the room is unbearable as Scrappy's heart races, his eyes locked on Bambi, who appears completely unaware of the gravity of the situation. Her calm demeanor only deepens Scrappy's sense of betrayal, making the moment even more intense. As he presents the bank statements, revealing the mounting charges, Bambi's expression falters. She doesn't respond right away, her eyes widening in disbelief as she tries to process what Scrappy is accusing her of. The silence between them is suffocating, and the weight of the situation slowly begins to settle in. At first, Bambi denies everything. She insists there must be a mistake or some misunderstanding. But as Scrappy continues to lay out the undeniable evidence, each charge, each expense, it's clear the money all points back to her. As the confrontation escalates, the initial shock on Bambi's face starts to give way to the weight of her actions. The tears start to fall as she finally breaks down, offering an explanation that Scrappy can barely believe. Bambi reveals that the spending wasn't driven by greed or malice, but rather as a desperate cry for help. She confesses that she felt overwhelmed and disconnected, not just from Scrappy, but from everything around her. Struggling to balance the pressures of motherhood, her marriage, and her own personal demons, she turned to spending as a way to escape. She had convinced herself that it was just a temporary solution to the stress she was dealing with, a way to regain some semblance of control in a world that felt completely out of her grasp. For her, the spending spree was an act of rebellion against the emotional turmoil she had been enduring. But Scrappy, deeply hurt and disillusioned, struggles to accept her reasoning. He can't fathom how she could betray his trust in such a profound way. The money wasn't just a financial loss. It had shattered his sense of security, his belief in their relationship, and the foundation of their marriage. As emotions run high, Scrappy and Bambi try to navigate the aftermath of this painful revelation. Bambi apologizes repeatedly, insisting she never meant to hurt him but was trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and emotional pain. Despite her tears and remorse, Scrappy remains guarded and skeptical. He's faced with the harsh reality that the woman he thought he knew has betrayed him in a way that feels almost unforgivable. As much as he wants to believe her regret, the trust between them feels irreparably broken. The episode closes with an uncertain air. Scrappy, emotionally drained, is left to consider his next move. Can he find it within himself to forgive Bambi and rebuild their marriage? Or is this the final chapter in their turbulent relationship? Meanwhile, Bambi must confront the full weight of her actions. Not only does she face the fallout from Scrappy's discovery, but she must also come to terms with the fact that her choices have jeopardized everything they've built together. For Love and Hip Hop Atlanta fans, this shocking turn of events has left everyone on the edge of their seats, wondering what will happen next. Will Scrappy and Bambi's relationship survive this scandal, or has this been the breaking point? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: their journey together has changed forever.
Fighting for child support in the same I went through with Scrappy right now. You a bitch! I went through with Scrappy. That's what you are. You a bitch. That's what you are. Like you one thing. I don't give a about that, bitch. You're second best. He followed me to the Dominican Republic. You know that hoe. He proposed to me first. He wanted to be with me. He wanted to marry me. I left. Let's see if he's what you I left. Why are you still arguing about her baby daddy? You're second best. Who do you want to see you in the street? You know where I'm. Oh, bitch, right the fuck in, bitch. No. You know I don't like you, bitch.
Oh, is it a fight?
Girl, what? Who I got to?
Let me out.
You ain't gonna
I ain't paid by insurance yet.
Scrappy decides it's time to confront Bambi. As the couple sits down to talk, the tension in the room is thick. Scrappy's heart pounds as he stares at Bambi, who seems completely unaware of the gravity of the situation. Her calm demeanor only heightens Scrappy's sense of betrayal, making him feel even more hurt as he prepares to expose the truth. He lays the bank statements on the table, showing the mounting charges, and watches as Bambi's face falls. She doesn't respond at first, her eyes widening in disbelief as she processes the accusations. The silence between them feels heavy, the weight of the situation sinking in. Initially, Bambi denies everything. She insists there must be some kind of mistake, a misunderstanding. But Scrappy's evidence is undeniable. Every charge, every transaction, all leads back to her. As the confrontation intensifies, Bambi's shock begins to fade, and the reality of what she's done starts to hit her. Tears fill her eyes as she breaks down, offering an explanation that Scrappy can barely comprehend. She claims the spending wasn't driven by greed or malice, but was instead a cry for help. She admits to feeling overwhelmed, disconnected, not just from Scrappy, but from everything in her life. Struggling to manage the pressures of motherhood, her marriage, and her own personal battles, Bambi turned to shopping as an escape.